In our last episode, you saw that while the engine and box was out, we thought we'd take it to CRD for a health check. It was my job to tear it down so the guys from CRD could take a look and see what sort of condition the engine's in. As you can see, even after 7 years of use in this car, the head is still in perfect condition with no signs of abnormal wear, testament that it was built right the first time. While we're here, we thought we'd show everyone that our intake and exhaust ports are still completely standard. The engine was then flipped upside down so that the sump could be removed and we could access all of the bearings. With the girdle, main caps and rod caps removed, Jim was able to inspect the engine and gave it a clean bill of health. Although there was no signs of abnormal wear, we decided to change the big end bearings, as it's a rather quick, cheap and easy job to do, and is certainly worth doing it while the engine's apart for peace of mind. First up, Con checked all of the clearances on the big end bearings before they were installed correctly, torqued up, and then the girdle was put back on. The next task is the boring and annoying and long task of cleaning out the sump, tidying up the surfaces before the engine is sealed back up and it's ready to go back in the car. Meanwhile, Chris was busy over at CS Engineering doing some more fabrication work off the car, including modifying our rocker cover for the new breather lines required to clear the new turbocharger location. He was also finishing up the welding on our new aluminium 3.5-inch side pipe, which we're using to save weight. He also finished welding up all of the intercooler pipes and the intercooler off the car. The guys from TurboSmart kindly sent us over one of their Raceport blower valves, which is quite compact but able to flow large amounts of air. Chris got to work fitting this up to the intercooler pipe, along with the boost sensors and the intake air temperature sensor. The next thing we had to do was re-trial fit the body kit back to the car so that Andrew Brilliant could come and spend some time with our team and help design the new aero. The first thing we had to do was modify the Origin Type 2 rear guards to clear the 11-inch wide wheels with 295 rubber. Chris set about fabricating brackets that pushed the side skirts out to sit flush with the wide body, which helps for better aero as the tyres no longer sit out into the airstream. To comply with World Time Attack Open Class rules, we had to cut up and modify our wing uprights so the wing could sit within the regulation position. It was a pretty late night. We had more to go. We fabricated a template for the false floor so that we knew how much space we had to work with within the rules before we designed the new aero. We'll be taking a closer look at that and catching up with Andrew Brilliant in our next episode.